Hey guys, what's up? It's Dan Weinberger again, CEO of Morpheus.Network, joining you with another special guest. I want to show an awesome demo off. I'm joined again by Ariel Mizrahi. Ariel, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Danny, for inviting me again.
Oh, of course. And for those who don't know, Ariel is the head of business development, new business development in Mexico for C4. He's also a proud Morpheus.Network ambassador. Always great talking to him. We always have such a great time. So I'm glad that you took the time today. So thank you again for being here today.
Thanks to you, Danny. Just a little stuff. C4 stands for Control 4. Don't get misunderstanding here.
Control 4, guys. That's exactly what it stands for. So thank you for clarifying that. And what I wanted to, we're working on a bunch of different things, as we mentioned before, a bunch of different workflows, supply chains. So I wanted to show a demonstration of using a very cool payment method, triggering through a supply chain with compliance documentation. I'll show that off to you, Ariel, and for everyone to see as well. So if you don't mind, I'll share my screen. All right, and let's get started. So here we have our regular setup or workflow screen. So we're going to name this workflow BNB to ETH. You guys will see in a minute because we're going to use a special payment system over here. So setting up the automated documentation, this is the contract. You guys have seen this before. All the information is pre-filled in, universal information that'll be working throughout the workflow. Now we're in our module selection screen. So we have our inactive modules and our active ones. We're going to use a QR code to set off this supply chain. The way it's going to work is we can email it off, we can copy it, send off a link. However you want this to be activated, you can do it. We're going to email it off and put an email address and save that. Now that's configured. Next step in our workflow over here is actually generating the documentation. This is the compliance documentation that's going to be generated and provided to the customs brokers and to the truckers. Basically, when they receive these docs, that's when everything gets pushed through and gets cleared at the border. You guys have seen us do this with Jim from Customs Direct many a time. And this is the actual information that has to be filled in order to have these documents filled out properly. So we want these shared with the proper parties as well. And again, that module itself, saving all the information, is configured. Now, our next step in the workflow as well is going to be a crypto to crypto payment. Let's configure this for you guys. Now, we're going to set it up with our terms, which is the first payment of our workflow. Now, our source currency for this workflow specifically is going to be Binance coin or BNB token. Our destination currency is going to be Ethereum. So we're actually converting Binance and receiving Ethereum on the other end for the supply chain, for this global trade. Now we're going to put in our amounts over here. This is the first payment for this workflow. It does the conversion for you as well. And you can see the transaction fee in MRPH. It actually gives you the pay-in address that you require. So you send Binance token with that pay-in address. We're going to show you that actually live step by step. So next step in our workflow is going to be, again, another QR code scan. We'll add that in as well. Quickly configure for you guys. We added a Morpheus graphic on there as well, if you guys can see. Suggestion from the community, actually. So, and our last step over here is going to be the final payment as well. So we're going to have to configure that crypto payment as well. And basically the way that works is that QR code scan acts as a trigger. So when our shipment is sent off, we provide that QR code scan with the shipment. And then when that QR code is scanned by the receiver, that actually triggers off the final payment that, again, we're going to send off as BNB and be converted to ETH on the other end as well. So we have our initial payment, which actually gets the shipment going in this supply chain. And then the final payment, once the shipment's received, and the receiver actually scans that they have received that product, basically. So we have our account address information that we have to fill in. It does our conversion, takes the transaction fee on the back end as well. Everything now is configured. And we have our pay-in address once again. And that is our supply chain that we're setting up over here, incorporating shipping documentation, compliance documentation, 2 payments, an initial payment and a final payment, and QR codes to trigger the entire thing as well. So now that we've activated that, we've deployed that workflow, we're going to watch this go through. So the first thing is a QR code scan. So we're going to have to check that email and get that going, get that workflow going. So just showing you the list over here. It's in progress. That means that email's been sent off. Check my email over here. There's the QR code itself. I'll get that scanned. And here's the personalized information you could add after scanning it. So this is deactivated QR code. And we're going to say that this is a shipment. Now we'll show that later on in our digital footprint as well. So now that the verification has been completed, because we did complete that scan and we've hashed it on the blockchain that scan happened, the geolocation of that scan and everything else included. We actually have the process of those export documentation that are being provided right now, once again being emailed off. And we can take a look right here. We have our bill of lading, we have our performa invoice stored on IPFS as well. That's supplied out. And once again, that module is completed. So our next step is that crypto to crypto payment. So remember, they provided us that payout address, Ariel. So we're actually going to go back now using our own wallet of choice and send that amount to that pay-in address. Send it as Binance coin, as you can see there. And through the system is actually converted and being received on the other end in Ethereum. The money has been sent. We see that's hashed in the, through the wallet over here as well. Now let's take a look, close this. Back to the platform. We'll see that completed on this end. Let's take a look here actually at the actual Binance Explorer. And we see that amount that we sent. See the value of it as well, where it came from and where it went to. That's right on the blockchain Explorer for Binance chain. And then you can see the payment has completed. We have that hashed. We have the QR code scan that was sent off as well. And now we can see on the other end, the transaction in Ethereum that was received as well, the successful transaction. So this is that Binance token that was sent off and received on the other end by the receiver in Ethereum for the supply chain. Now as well, we did scan our QR and we have that final payment as well. And now that we've put in our pay-in address already, it's even a simpler process actually, because that's already sent off and that's already verified. So now we're just going to wait for that deposit to come through. Payments completed once again, based on that QR code received on the other end. We have that complete. Now we look at our digital footprint. We see all the events across this workflow. Those are the documents being generated, the QR code being scanned, the latitude and longitude of the QR code scan itself. It's a crypto to crypto payment being completed from BNB to Ethereum as well. The last QR code scan as well. Once again, the latitude and longitude recorded. Everything hashed on the blockchain as well. And then that final payment too. And that's our complete workflow over there. And then what you can do actually, Ariel, is go back to the main screen over here. We see this completed workflow. We can actually check on the public blockchain on Etherscan. This is the completion of the full workflow itself. And you can see each event of that workflow also recorded over here, including the crypto to crypto payment, the various modules, all completed, all hashed as well. So we have full transparency that this has completed. Still, as you can see, it shows that that the modules are completed, but it doesn't actually go into the actual specific data. So for example, those documents aren't viewable through Etherscan, but you can see the completion of that module through the platform as well. So that in general was the workflow I wanted to demonstrate for you. What I'm really excited about that is that it incorporates various technologies, IPFS storing the documents, obviously, the Ethereum blockchain, obviously BNB as well as a payment. Really excited about that because people can actually leverage these tokens, leverage these cryptos as a part of these amazing workflows. So I wanted your thoughts on that as well, being in the world of global trade yourself. So.
It was really, really amazing, Danny. When I did this the first time with you in the pilot project, I don't think it was as advanced as it is right now. There are many more features now. The first time we scanned the QR codes, you had to create them and send it for me so the people would print them and put them in the boxes. But right now, the process looks very more straightforward. Mm-hmm. I think that everything recorded in the blockchain would really make these validations great, and everything is registered, and there is no miscommunication or things like that could get you in disputes, which is really, really good.
Exactly.
And this would definitely help me with my work.
That's fantastic. That's what we're looking to do. That's the whole point of of the project and the company, dealing with these various companies, optimizing, finding solutions. So honestly, it sounds weird, but doing this stuff gets me excited every single day. We're going to keep on pushing forward with our projects and these various projects we have all around the world. So with that, Ariel, I just wanted to thank you again for taking the time. And everybody took the time to watch the video. Once again, thank you guys, everybody. Have a great day.
Thanks to you, Danny. Have a great day, everyone.
Bye, guys.